Tired? You're always so rough with these cars.
We saw some sheep and it beeped.
Something just broke. Can it fit 2 pebbles? Yes, it can.
Yeah. Another reason why this car is going to be so popular is because...
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam, and in today's episode we've got a really cool one. I'm excited because we've got the brand new Kia EV3. Ollie's over here, and what we're going to do today, Ollie?
Well, today I'm going to tell you reasons why this car is going to be so popular here in the UK. It is insane. It's already won a ton of awards. I'm going to tell you what trim level you need to get, the only one you need to be looking at. A couple of features inside that not many people are talking about. I want to share that with you as well. And on top of that, we'll take it out for an honest review on the UK roads, and I'll tell you what it's like. If that sounds good, keep watching.
Just to let you guys know, we release an episode every single Friday. Next week, we test out the brand new Hyundai Kona Hybrid. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode.
Right, okay, inside of the EV3, let's talk about range, shall we? Because you can get 275 miles of range with the £32,995, 58.3 kilowatt hour battery, and then you get 375 miles of range if you spend £3,000 more to get the 81.4 kilowatt hour battery. So it's really up to you. 201 brake horsepower you get with all of the EV3s. This lower trim level, the one with a smaller battery, this is actually the one with a bigger battery, but the smaller one will do 0 to 62 in 7.5 seconds. And then it's 7.7 seconds, and I think the other trim levels are 7.9 seconds. So it's all pretty nominal, a couple of tenths here or there. It's another £6,500 to go up to the GT line, and then another nearly 11 grand to go up to the GT line S. So it's really hard to recommend unless you really love the car. So what I'm saying is, get the air trim and save yourself a ton of money.
Let's talk about boot space with the Kia EV3 then, because it's pretty practical. You've got a couple of side pockets down here. This adjustable boot floor is actually good because it's got a big chunky bit. And look down there, that's quite a lot of space. So you've got 460 litres, a lot more space than you get with some of your competitions. The only thing is, when you take your parcel shelf out, there isn't anywhere to put it. Sometimes some brands have it where you can fit it in down there in a little hole or pocket. But let me know your thoughts.
Oh no! Oh, something just broke.
What do you mean something broke? Parcel shop.
No.
Okay, basically, it's a no.
But does it have a frunk? Yes! 25 litres of boot space. It is pretty snug and small, but definitely practical. Let's talk charging with the EV3 then. So the smaller battery, you're looking at 101 kilowatt hours max charge. For the bigger battery, you're looking at 128 kilowatts max charge. So 10 to 80%, you'll get it done in 31 minutes. If you've got a 7 kilowatt wall box at home, you're looking at 11 hours from 0 to full.
Right, what do you think of these door handles? Because they're sort of a little bit Aston Martin-esque. They take a bit to get used to, because I was like doing this and stretching my hand, but I think, yeah, you get used to it.
It says at the moment I've got 323 miles of range on a 96% state of charge. Another reason why this car is going to be so popular is because you get so much standard tech. Everything is lifted from the EV9, their flagship model. So these two huge infotainment screens are clear and crisp. You've got all of your adaptive cruise control, you've got heated seats, you've got a heated steering wheel. This is all in the air trim. Front sensors, rear sensors, big reversing camera as well. Do you really want sunroof? I mean, if you do, you have to pay a lot more money to get to the GT Line S. I think that's like nearly 11 grand to go to the GT Line S from the bottom trim level. And then it's 6.5K to get to just the GT Line. And if you're going to spend any money, you might want to spend £3,000 on getting the bigger battery so you can get 375 miles of range. But really, all of the tech you get in this car is brilliant. It's fantastic. And if you go with other brands, you're going to have to start speccing up a little bit more, and that's when it gets a little bit annoying, but not with the air trim. So I see this being really, really popular here in the UK. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments, or if you think another car is going to outdo it in terms of sales, let me know what car that is.
Okay, so let's have a look at the outside of this car, because it's got some people divided, but Ollie, what do you think? Do you like the car on the outside, yes or no?
I actually really like this one. The GT line, you've got, look, gloss black features all around the car, and I actually quite like that. Green, pastel green. This is like the frost blue. This is the air trim. It does look a little bit cheaper, and you do have some other like silver elements.
So you do like that one. What about this one? I asked you about this one.
Yeah, I'd like it in black. Midnight black would be my option.
I think this in black would look really cool, to be fair.
Midnight black. I think the wheels are alright. You've got these two bits. Allows
these wheels. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think this trim wheel's a little bit granny.
It's dirt cheap, this one. This one's like 32,995, so pretty much 33k. Anyway,
it's a cheap car. There's a lot of plastic, isn't there? There's a lot of plastic going on.
Like these, remind me old Nissan Dukes handles.
Yeah.
Again, this looks so much better in gloss black because this looks a little bit cheap. But again, you're saving a lot of money by going for the air trim. Now here, you can actually spec. When I was on the website, the Kia website, which is awesome, you can spec all this in black, which I think is £100. You can spec other little bits as well. So if you wanted to get rid of the kind of brushed aluminium or plasticky silver effect, you could go for an air, spend £100, £55 and get some of those black elements, which I think I would do.
7-year warranty, look at that. Let's just get that.
These lights are cool, aren't they? This remind me of, basically it's like a baby EV9. You look on the EV9, I think these look like crab claws. A little bit more so on the EV9. How much cooler does that look with it all blacked out?
Yeah.
It looks a bit more funky, doesn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, it does look better. This is the side profile of the car. It's sort of quite boxy. I mean, it does look quite robotic, doesn't it?
I think it looks cool. It looks like a moon buggy, which is basically what the EV9 looks like. And you know what? I like they've given you black roof rails as well. Because sometimes the standard trim level, they give you silver roof rails. There's no chrome on there as well.
If you stand next to it, just to give you an idea of perspective, because sometimes it's quite hard to like actually understand the size of a car, because it looks quite big, but actually it's quite a sort of, you know, mid-size hatchback sort of size, isn't it? Yeah. I wouldn't say it's an SUV, would you?
Well, no, although I think it's more crossover, isn't it, really? But what does the EV3 handle and feel like when you want to have a bit of fun? I've put it in sport mode. We're on a B road. Let's see how it tackles these corners. You know, when you start going a little bit fast, you start feeling the weight of the car, and there is a little body roll, bit of movement there, onto the brakes, pretty good, my goodness. So you don't want to drive this car too fast. We're just doing this to show you what it's like when you do want to have a bit of fun. You want to have a spirited drive, you've had a bad day, your boss has shouted at you, and you just want to blow off a bit of steam. You can do that, it's got a bit of go. Okay, I'm in sport mode, I'm going to do a 0 to 62, see what it feels like. It sounds funny. No, traction's good though, no slippage. And there's 60. Kind of did feel like 7 seconds. But for families and for other people that, you know that this isn't a performance car, it's going to be more than enough to get you where you need when you need to make those overtakes.
Right, so we want to show you the interior of this car, what it's like, because this is a good trim level to get. So let me turn you around and show you. So it's quite simple, isn't it?
I like it. Do you know what? The EV9 Air is around 65 grand. This is the EV3. This is 32,995, and everything you get with the EV9 tech, you get in here. All right. Some nice squidgy materials there, and that's a bit more harder up there.
It's
okay. I mean, the materials aren't great. The materials aren't great.
It's quite plasticky in this trim level, but that could translate to be quite a good thing. It's quite wipeable, you know, it's quite robust.
Yeah, you kind of get what you pay for, but you get so much great tech. I mean, this is really responsive, just like if you've seen videos on the EV9. This is a little bit weird because you're not...
So this bit in the middle, although it's nice to have a little, you know, segment just for the climate control,
you got the buttons down
sort of
here,
restricted your view when you're in the driver's seat.
But I wouldn't use that. Look, they know. Thing is, they know that. That's why they've got these buttons down here, which are so quick and easy to use, and they feel pretty
This is
durable.
Good that it's got dedicated buttons.
Yeah,
all the fans and stuff are integrated quite nicely. This is just sort of a touch.
Bit of a media bar. You don't have to press it too hard, and I think that's the trick. When you start trying to push it hard to get the feedback, it doesn't work great. But if you just rest your finger on there
and then push it like this.
But yeah, this does move a little bit. So yeah, this display is quite nice. It's very responsive. All the software works really well.
With some brands, if you go to the bottom trim level, they give you the smaller infotainment, don't they? But not here. This is why you get so much money for your, bang for your buck, I guess, for the low trim level. This is a different steering wheel, so you get a bit of a two-tone steering wheel if you go for the GT Line S. I mean, that's all subjective if you want that. The buttons are good though. I love buttons on the wheel.
These buttons are nice.
Drive modes
works really well. It's really
where it
crisp
should be.
and clear here. So yeah, that's really good. Headroom, let me see your headroom.
Yeah, decent. Because of the boxy shape, it really lends itself to a lot of space. So if you're 6 foot or over, you're going to be absolutely fine in this car.
Down here you've got a couple of USBs and a little 12 volt there, which is always handy, and you've got loads of storage sort of in the middle here. So there's a bottle of water, and there's a big just cavity to put something there. Bit plasticky, but yeah, there's a bit of storage down here. As well as down here, there's plenty of room to put stuff.
Now in the other trim level, you get a tray that you'll probably see everyone go on about, where you can pull out, but it doesn't have a hole there for stuff. So we'll have to show you that when we get in the other trim level.
But yeah, this is quite nice to have like a little bit of, it's like a floating centre console, isn't
I like
it?
you've got little buttons here as well, that's super handy.
Let's have a look at the door bins. Plenty of room in there, quite plasticky. You've got heated seats in here though, which is nice to see.
And heated steering wheel, look, I've got my heated steering wheel here.
And heated steering wheel,
Perfect.
which is really nice to see on this sort of trim level. So yeah, you'd have to let us know what you think about the interior in the comments.
Check out the rear view camera, there you go, front sensors, back sensors. And when you do this, it feels the screen.
It's so quiet in here. Honestly, for the price of this vehicle, it's got a lot of refinement. I can't hear much noise anywhere, and I think that's great. And I think a lot of people that on their test drives, that's one of the takeaways they're going to get. They're going to go, oh, it's so quiet. Because a lot of people always say, the electric vehicle, what's it like to drive? What's it like inside? And it is very relaxing and peaceful. It's also super comfortable on the suspension. And this is something that I remember with, you know, the Kia EV9 and how Kia are developing their cars now. It's just so hard to try and find elements that you don't like because they're just so good. And again, this is why the EV3 is going to be so popular. It's quiet, it's comfy, it's a car you can trust. You know, it doesn't feel too big on these roads. When you first get into the car, you do feel a bit, oh, it's quite wide, it feels a bit big and chunky. But after a while, it loses that, and you just kind of sit back, and it's such a great car to relax in. Okay, we've been talking about how the EV3 is a comfortable ride, but I've got a rear passenger. I've got Adam in the back. Adam, talk to me, what's it like back there?
Okay, so I'm going to give you a real review of the back of the EV3. So headroom is really good. The sort of shape of the whole car lends itself to the headroom, which is nice. It does feel quite compact in here. Let me show you my knee room. There's not loads of knee room here, and actually I'm not a huge fan of these big seats. There's just a lot of plastic that you're just staring at the whole time in the back, which is like not great. Other than that, the seats, you got a nice flat bit here, and it's flat on the floor here as well. There's no USBs down here, but there is 2 on the seats, so that's quite good to see as well. The actual material, it's a bit sort of scratchy. It just sort of reminds me of, like, I don't know, your nan's lounge or something. In here you've got 2 cup holders, which is nice, and the actual position itself is quite upright. I'd say it's comfy enough. It's not like luxury, is it?
We got regen paddles as well, which is great. We've seen them on other Kia products, and this is the new iPedal 3.0. So what is that like? I've got it in. If you press and hold, here we go, iPedal. Let's lift off level 3, and it will bring us to a complete stop. One cool little feature on the EV3 is you've got a range guide. Current trip, it will show you how you're driving, what you're going to be getting. At the moment, it's a little bit orange, saying we're going to get 306 miles of range, minimum 189 and max 444. So that will move up and down depending on what you're doing. It goes orange to kind of say you're not being as efficient as you could be. But then when I lift off and I've got my iPedal on and I'm recharging, it goes green or a little bit blue. So it kind of just lets you know how efficient you're being. But really cool little feature, very visual. An interesting discussion is, do you remember the Kia Soul? It looked like a foot. We reviewed it, great car to drive, looked disgusting. Anyway, they've got rid of the Kia Soul, so it's kind of the new Soul, I guess. But also, Kia do the Niro EV, which we've reviewed here. Now that car starts at £37,000. And I'm thinking, this is just gonna dominate sales because this one's 32, starts at 33. So I think keep an eye out for the Kia Niro EV, because I think you'll be able to get some good deals, especially lease deals, because everyone is now going to be looking at the EV3 with all the new tech, and the Kia Niros are going to just be gone. You know, so you might be able to pick up one really good. I've just missed my turning. There you go, because I was telling you guys, keep an eye on the Niro EV.
So that's been our episode on this brand new EV3 and reasons why it's going to be the most popular car in the UK. What do you think? What's your verdict? Are you going to recommend this car?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's such a great and valid option for those that want an electric car, want good range, don't want to pay a load of money, and it's good. It's quirky, it's got a load of cool features, it looks great. Let me know what you think about the EV3 in the comments below. What car would you have over this? Get a sub to Car Chat TV, throw us a like if you like the episode, and we will see you on the next one.
If you've made it this far, thank you ever so much for watching. I've just popped up 2 more videos on your screen that you also may like. If you do watch one, let me know what you think.